All right, so we've gotten the point across that no one is neutral. We've gotten the point across that people have worldviews that control their thinking. And now the question that was asked last night, and I said you have to sleep on it, well, what are we going to do then when two worldviews come up against one another? How are we going to argue with the unbeliever? You need to realize that every system of thought has a starting point which verifies itself. And that's not the sort of thing you're going to hear at the university. People don't like to admit that. But it's inescapable. Every system of thought has what we call a self-attesting authority for itself. For you see, every system of thought, when it develops its apple sorting machine, is going to have to verify and verify and verify the claims that are made, but eventually it's going to stop verifying and saying that's just it, that's the obvious. Because no argument runs on and on and on and on. Every system of thought gets to the place where they say that's the most basic standard for knowing. And then if you ask the question, well, how do you know that that's the right standard? A person is either going to have to offer that standard as the verification of the standard, or is going to look at something else outside of that standard to verify the standard. Now, if you look at something outside of that standard, is the standard the ultimate one? Obviously not, because what you look at that point becomes more ultimate than what you called your ultimate standard. So now we've got to start the question all over again. Now that thing that you appealed to, is it an ultimate standard? If it's an ultimate standard, it is going to have to authorize itself or appeal to something outside of itself. If it appeals to something outside of itself, is it the ultimate standard? No, I mean, this is getting boring, Dr. Bahnsen. Move on. You all get the point, don't you? In the nature of the case, an ultimate standard must authorize itself. And that's why unbelieving systems of thought have to be pressed to see that they have got an ultimate authority for their thinking, just like you have an ultimate authority for your thinking. And when it gets around to verifying that ultimate authority over against the other person's ultimate authority, I will end up eventually assuming my ultimate authority. But so will the unbeliever. The unbeliever will assume his or her ultimate authority in the process of reasoning, and I will assume my ultimate authority in the process of reasoning, even when we're talking about what the ultimate authority should be. And you're going, Dr. Bahnsen, how are we going to get through this then? It seems like they're going to be, sealed off from any witness, any effective defense, just like we are. It's going to be, we're in different towers yelling at each other, but never able to get together, never have any meaningful intellectual contact. There is no neutrality. Worldviews tend to be self-attesting. That is, they assume an ultimate authority which authorizes itself. So how do we reason with these people?